MadYocco here. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for a fun and lighthearted approach to pocket knife. Today we're taking a look at one of the newest additions to my collection. This is North Mountain's take on the higonokami. This is a titanium handle friction folder made of the same Sanmai sld-magic steel as the Chop 2. Go check on that video for more information about sld-magic steel. Hardened to 61 HRC, it is semi-stainless and tough as heck. The higonokami is a traditional folding knife from Japan. It's a very common knife in Japanese homes for utility use, and this is an artistic and collectible approach to the classic friction folder. It's about the same size as the average higonokami, made by Nagao Kanekoma, the factory in Miki City, Japan. It has a vastly different stylized design. This recurved tanto on here differs greatly from the traditional reverse tanto. The recurve has a secondary bevel, as you can see, whereas the traditional higonokami is a single bevel. The titanium handle is very stylized as well, with milling on the titanium to help with the ergos. The lanyard hole is much larger than the one on the traditional, allowing you to be able to use paracord with this knife, which it actually came with the length of. The hardware is removable. Got these flathead screws on either side, and that is vastly different from the traditional. This one is just connected with this one pivot, which is just a rivet that you would actually, if you wanted to tighten it, you would have to hit that rivet with a hammer. That's one improvement we have with the North Mountain version. North Mountain version with these flathead screws, you can tighten or loosen it however you please. One cool thing is they both do share that brass pivot collar, which is kind of quintessential to the higonokami design. Now, all of that milling on the North Mountain version actually lends itself to pretty phenomenal ergos and a better grasp. It has these spots for you to put your fingers, and it has beveled edges all over it, making it super comfortable in the hand. And if you notice, you get the 3-finger grip, and the 4th finger wraps around the back, and you just put your pinky right there. And your thumb goes up here to hold your blade in place. No movement. Well, there is a little bit of movement, and we'll have that with the friction because there's no lock. There's nothing locking it in place except for your thumb. All in all, it's very comfortable. Much better for prolonged use compared to the traditional knife, as this one kind of digs into your hands with the stamped metal, whereas this one is pretty much designed to be held. You can also choke up a little. And yes, I am coming into contact with that blade slightly, but it's more for draw cuts. So you put your finger there, just on the front of this part, for pulling back. And you've got several spots, like right here would be a good spot to catch whatever material with the knife. It does have a lot of jimping. It has some really cool looking beveled jimping on the spine. As you can see, that's all rounded on every edge, so it's real nice to the touch. It also is up here on the chicory, the lever to deploy. Also has jimping at the tail. It's very wide jimping, and it's actually wide enough to provide a slight amount of grip. Not really useful grip, but very nice looking. Very pretty. Now, of course, if I were to loosen this grip, it might be a little easier to deploy, but you want to keep it pretty tight. That's why this one you can't loosen manually, but you can only tighten it, because you want it to be kind of hard to deploy. You don't want this thing coming open in your pocket. I'll show you why. You made me do it. What I'm about to do is dangerous, and you shouldn't do it. I'm going to loosen this just a quarter turn on one side and show you. We've now got a gravity knife that, sure, you could hold it in position, but if I were to tip that a little bit, just let go of it, that's coming right down on my fingers. So, how about we don't? Let's not do that. I'm gonna tighten that back up. And it's still not tight enough. Make sure it's tight on both sides. There we go. Now we've got a nice tight action. And you want it to kind of be a struggle to close, but not so much a struggle to open. So, kind of got to tune this the way that you would any old folding knife. By moving that thing just slightly. Alright, that's workable. And I'm going to leave it that way because it's safer that way. Now, that being said, it's hard to deploy. This thing is not tactical at all. These knives are both used just for general use tasks. Nothing urgent because it doesn't rapidly deploy. It has washers on the pivot. So, you know, it's just not meant to be quickly deployed. Yeah, it doesn't rapid deploy. So if you like fidgeting, this isn't the knife for you. All in all, I would not suggest loosening it to make it tactical. This knife is not designed for that. Crazy thing is that you would think that this Higo from North Montain would be way more expensive than the standard version. It's just so much vastly superior to it. Well, the standard version in VG10 costs you about $30. And the North Montain version is $80, but it's actually only $72 for you today if you use the code MAD at checkout. And you also get free shipping to the United States. I personally would not choose between these two knives though. Look how nice they look together. I require to own both of them now, and I now see them as a set. They match and they tell a neat story. As far as friction folders in general, this is a really cool one. And I feel like if you're going to be charged about this much or any more for a friction folder, it's gotta look really cool. And this one does. This one completely nails that. Honestly, I feel like they could have charged more for this. This is a super, super interesting design, and it's definitely more of an art piece than a user. But it is, in fact, fully functional. If I were to modify this, I would anodize the titanium handle to be another color. I'd probably use a power supply to just get an even color coat. I could lightning anodize it. But also, what you can do is you can take nail polish to do kind of like a design, and you anodize one color, and then you take the nail polish off, and you anodize another color that's a lower voltage, so it doesn't change the higher voltage color. You kind of do layers that way. You can make some really interesting artwork on these things. So you see how it's raised 3 different levels? That's what you could do. You could change these to each have different colors. As far as the blade goes, of course, you leave that alone. It's got the awesome treatment that North Montain is becoming known for. Really cool. They do a really great job with the Sanmai sld-magic, and I don't know of anybody else out there that's doing something quite like this. The North Montain Higo is about 7 inches long, whereas the regular one is just a little bit shorter. The original is 170 millimeters, and North Montain 178 millimeters. The North Montain one weighs 3 ounces, which is actually twice as much as the OG Nagao higonokami. The design is very creative while remaining true to the original colorway of silver and gold. They also sell brass versions, which are also very famous. In this case, though, the colorway is communicated instead of with this stamped steel and brass, we've got titanium and brass. It just looks phenomenal. Tell me that doesn't look good. Just tell me that doesn't look good if it doesn't look good. One really cool thing about this knife is that since North Montain made it, it comes with goodies. It comes with this hard plastic foam-lined case that snaps shut. It comes with a care kit, and inside this care kit we have paracord, we have band-aids, and iodine applicator Q-tips, which would be good for keeping an infection away if you cut yourself, so please don't cut yourself. But it also comes with a microfiber cleaning cloth. But you don't need one of those because surely you have MadYocco Hanks with the eye doctor approved glasses cleaning cloth liner. Besides everything in this care kit, it also comes with, oh, you guessed it, an envelope. What's in this envelope, you may ask? Well, if you've seen my other North Mountain video, you know exactly what I'm about to open up. That's right. We've got the care instructions. It's got a thank you note on it. It is telling me what the Rockwell hardness is. I said 61 earlier. This care instruction says 60. And I would probably believe the 60 because this knife actually did not come with a heat treat form, but the other knife did. That said 61. But here's all your care instructions. You follow this. It'll tell you product care and maintenance. Make sure you keep your blade oiled with the included knife oil because it is semi-stainless and you can keep it for a very long time. And you can keep it good for a very long time. You could even pass it down. And it comes with another microfiber cloth. They're really trying to compete with me here, and they can't. And then you get your little fake knife. Fake stabbing. Anyway, follow what the care instructions say and you will thank me. If you respect your knife, it will serve you well. Now, before any of you start calling this an ad, I want to let you know I bought this knife. I bought it myself. I did use code MAD. Got 10% off. I got it for $72, but I was smitten by this knife the second that I saw it, and that's why I got it to show to you guys. And if you want one, you better get there quick because last time I checked their website, there was only 8 of these left. So if you want one, you better go use discount code MAD and buy one real quick. Thanks a bunch for watching this video. Here's another video you might like. Watch it or don't, just make sure you have a good day. I'm gonna head out now. I have more stuff to dig up for y'all to see. We'll see you. Take care now. Peace.